Alright, so here we are given a template strand of DNA, labeled as such, and basic premise here is that we want to transcribe and translate this to go from gene, which is in the DNA here, to protein. Right, a couple of different rules, but we'll kind of get there when we get there. So first, let's transcribe this thing. Right, so here we have a template strand, and that's the key word. Right, so the template strand is the strand that we're going to use to transcribe. So in this case, it's pretty straightforward to make our mRNA product. Just go complementary to our template strand, right? Because that's what we're going to do it. If you want to imagine what you see here, here's our non-template strand, right? The strand we're not going to use. Here's our RNA polymerase, and then we're just going to simply go complementary, right? So A to U, don't forget, right? C, U, C, C, U, A, U, etc., etc., etc. I'm hoping you guys can figure that out. And then that's our mRNA product, right? So that's pretty straightforward. Right? That's transcription, just simply complementary. One thing I want you guys to consider, if this was the non-template strand, right? If you get the non-template strand, there's a couple of ways to do this. You can take this product and make the template strand, right? So now in this case, we're making DNA, right? So that's T, C, T, C, C, T, A, T, etc., etc., etc. And then you transcribe this, right? So now we go opposite here. Again, A, G, A, C, C, A, U, U, A, etc., 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 etc. The other thing, if you notice, is that our mRNA product looks like our non-template strand, right? Except U's, oops, I did that wrong. That should actually be G's. My bad. If you guys caught me while I was doing that, good for you. Our mRNA product looks like our non-template strand, except for U's instead of T's, right? So if you give them the non-template strand, you actually don't need to transcribe anything. You simply just see U instead of T, and then that's done. But we're going to go with our template strand, right? So let me go to the next slide here and write in our template strand. Let's see, U, C, U, C, C, U, A. You know, I'm just going to skip to the end, right? So I'm going to do this, and then next thing you'll see is a completed template strand. Okay, so here's our mRNA product, and now we're going to translate. Now, normally we're going to translate starting from our first AUG. So what you would do is you go read our codons. Actually, not even read our codons. You would just go this way. La, 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 la. Oh, there's my first AUG, and we start our reading frame from here, normally. Right? But we're not doing that for this exercise. For this one, we're just going to start right from our first codon because my message needs to start off with something other than an M, right? So let's go and find U, C, U. There's U, C, U is right there, so that's a serine. And the rule was just write the first letter of the amino acid, and then you'll find your code, right? CCU, so we're going to go C, C, U is a proline, P, and the letter, or sorry, the messages that you're going to spell out is that spam is tasty, because it is. Right, so that's the secret message you're looking for. A couple of other things I want you guys to consider. Every now and then people will write stop, and that's okay, but I prefer you don't. Worst thing is sometimes people will write stop, and then they keep going. Right? So then they'll write A, because AGA is an arginine. Remember, when it says to stop, you stop. Don't keep going. The other thing is sometimes when people write this, they'll say, what is spam at start is tasty mean? Because sometimes they write AUG as met start, right? But it's not met start, it's just met, right? And for our case, just M. And that's it. All right, so if you got this far, like I said, if you got this far, you probably know you did it right. A couple things I want you guys to consider. You're given a template strand. What would happen if you're given a non-template strand, right? So do it again. This time the message will make no sense, but do it again given a non-template strand. And then also keep in mind that normally look for the first AUG start translation from there. But for our case, we started right from our first codon. That's it.